In this video, we play the Dragon of Icespire Peak Dragon Barrow quest from the D&D Essentials Kit. Hi, I'm Bob.
I'm Grace.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Dan.
And welcome back to the Dragon of Icespire Peak gameplay series. For tips on running this quest and more, check out the Dragon of Icespire Peak DM guide and the full playlist linked in the description, and subscribe for new D&D videos every Wednesday. Okay, so I'm particularly excited for this quest. We're back in my ancestral home with my original DM, Dan.
Hello.
And fellow original player, Jerry.
Hi.
So, who will you all be playing for this quest?
So I'm going to be playing the elf wizard named Zelfar, level 5,
Cool.
of course.
I will be playing Feanor, who is a high elf rogue and about 120 years old.
I am, as usual, Cloda, the human fighter. Infern and Nightbreeze is on vacation for this quest, but we still have unicorn wizard Donabella Fiasco.
Awesome. And at the job board back in Phandalin, Cloda, you find this quest.
Dragon Barrow quest. The dragon that besets us is not the first to threaten this region. Between here and Neverwinter lies the Barrow mound of a warrior whose magical dragon-slaying sword helped fell a green dragon terrorizing the high road a century ago. Rumor has it that the Dragon Slayer's sword is buried there, too. Retrieve it, and let the sword be its own reward!
All right, so after you finish reading that post, you see there are two elves kind of peeking over your shoulder there, reading that same job board. They look pretty interested.
Hey, you guys want to come on this quest?
I don't know. We've never needed help exploring graves in the past. What kind of skills would this other traveler bring?
Well,
Talking
I'm
to
the
us,
main
right?
character, so there's that.
Interesting. Is there a fourth wall here?
I look at the camera like I'm in the office. My friend is a healer, and she doesn't go anywhere without me, so...
It would be useful to have a healer. Do we know anything about these runes?
Being a student of history, you know that this is not just any warrior's Barrow mound. This is the Barrow mound of Lady Tanamir Alagandar, who was a royalty in the nearby city of Neverwinter, but over a century ago. Her and her fellow adventurers are all buried there. All you guys being adventurers can assume that any crypt is probably laden with some kind of dangers to keep out
To protect it, yeah.
thieves.
I look at Feanor at the corner of my eye.
Zelfar, even though there's only one sword, I believe we should help Cloda in her quest. If she destroys the dragon, that could help our kin.
True. And there are probably many things to be learned within this crypt.
Perhaps there's more than just swords down there.
You have this conversation while you're strolling out of town. You know that this Barrow mound is about 40 miles northwest of Phandalin. So on your first day of travel, nothing eventful happens. It is a cold, windy day with some blustery, wintry air coming in from the coast. And on the second day as well, when in the afternoon, out ahead of you, you are met by a partially humanoid figure, partially equine, a centaur.
Whoa.
Wait, which half is humanoid and which half is equine?
Hails you guys. Ahoy, my name is Xanth. I come to warn you, in fact. The Barrow mound, not far from here. Strange things seem to happen there at night.
What sort of strange things?
Mysterious lights seem to hover about the mound under the bright moon.
And
Have you seen evidence of
You've
creatures?
It seems to be haunted by restless spirits of the dead.
Look, I'm an adventurer and I know some things. And one of the things that I know is that Barrow mounds often have ghosts.
Well, hopefully that knowledge will help you. I, myself, am a stranger to this land, driven out of the Neverwinter wood by the orcs that they themselves have run from the dragon.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for that word of warning. Any advice that you have as we get close?
Well, I would not want to go in there myself, but I might have some trouble. Looks down at his horse form. I wish you the best. If you ever want to fight any orcs in the region, feel free to call on Xanth.
I know
salutes you.
someone who would be interested in that, but she's not with us right now.
Safe travels to you. And he trots off.
Hi!
you see a 30-foot high hill rising ahead of you, its top too flat to be a natural occurrence. Jutting out from the grassy hilltop is a row of 10-foot tall, bone-white rocks that arc toward the stormy sky like outstretched talons.
That
This is-
looks ominous.
Just some sort of construct. I want to cast a spell once we draw near and find my familiar.
So while you're doing that, what do you guys want to do?
I want to try to climb one of the big white rocks.
Probably pretty simple for you anyway. What's your passive perception?
9.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool hill from up here. What are you
Where's
doing,
the
Fana?
entrance to the Barrow?
You don't see one. You notice some symmetry to the hill?
Then I will slide down
Okay.
and begin a regular investigation.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to assist Donabella. 14.
You notice that this hill itself is vaguely shaped like a dragon.
I bet the entrance is in its butt.
Donabella is scanning each rock, and she can detect that the third rock from the head appears to be movable, that there's just a sliver of an opening at the base of that rock.
I move the rock. 17.
What's your intelligence?
Ooh, it budges a little bit, but not enough for a medium-sized creature to get in anyway.
Can I try again?
Yeah.
Come on, Donabella, pull your weight here. There we go. 24.
She rolls up her sleeves, charges at this thing, and with your pushing, just tilt it slightly off center. Luckily, no one's on the other side as it collapses to the ground. Before you now is a 2-foot wide opening to a spiral staircase of flagstone steps descending down. You're finished with your ritual, by the way.
There's my ritual. And now perched atop my shoulder is a small, glowing, almost translucent squirrel. Eating a translucent nut.
Nice.
And he scampers down the steps ahead of a group.
Feanor, you grab Zelfar's shoulder as he appears to go blind for a second.
My eyes roll in the back of my head.
Brother, don't be too long.
And through, does he have a name?
Randall?
Okay.
Randall, okay.
All right. So through Randall's eyes,
Randall the
scampering
squirrel.
down these tiny steps, it's really dark. As he descends a little further, there is a faint, glowing light, yellow, around the base of those stairs.
I put on my night vision goggles.
I relay that to the rest of the group.
I'm going to throw one of my ball bearings to make sure there's no traps down this dark stairway.
It clatters along those stone stairs, but then you hear it kind of soften.
Well, there's no immediate traps. Let's do it. I'll lead the way down.
I actually have a pole of collapsing. I give him
Take
that.
the brunt of the blow.
Okay,
I
so
speak the command word that I believe I said was extend!
yeah, probably.
And it extends to a 10-foot pole.
Interesting.
Here.
So I, as Feanor, grab the pole and start leading the way cautiously down the steps.
Right. Toward the bottom of the stairs, having not encountered any traps or anything, that one light splits into 3 different lights. A blue and red and yellow light. 2 of them go off to the left, 1 of them goes off to the right. Looks like a round hallway that would kind of loop back around the stairs.
I say we follow the 2 lights.
Maybe we should go the way that no lights went.
I agree with Cloda. Chewy.
Bless you.
Holding it in.
Gotta leave that sneeze now, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, you can see with your dark vision that, this path extends. Kind of looks like to the same hallway on either side. Do you choose a particular side to go down?
Let's get on the right. Do we see evidence of these hallways being traveled recently? Or they're cobwebs stretched across? Or
No. Looks like things haven't been touched in quite a while.
dust everywhere?
About 4 feet wide. The ceilings are 8 feet tall though, but it is dark and it is dank. And you head around that little corner and come to 2 more little hallways that look like they lead into the same room.
Let's go left on this hallway.
I agree.
You enter a 10 by about 25, 30 foot room. On the left and right, there are 2 large niches with sarcophagi.
Are they open or closed?
They are sealed.
Is anything carved on them?
Each of them has a symbol of a shield with 3 snowflakes And I would say any of you guys would recognize that as the crest of Neverwinter. You also noticed what looked like the beginnings of a very narrow tunnel that leads out of the room that way as well.
Yeah, send Randall down
Yeah, before
that
we
tunnel.
check out these sarcophagi, let's send Randall down the tunnel.
We're gonna go check it out.
Okay, I cast light on Randall.
So you wiggle your fingers at Randall and he starts to glow in a bright yellow light like the sun as he slips away
Randall,
into
my
that
son.
narrow crevice.
I close my eyes and see through Randall's eyes.
He makes a right around that corner, makes a little left around that corner, he's ducking around.
He's
and
quick.
Next thing you know, everything goes black for his vision, and you guys see the tunnel just collapse in on itself. Just soft dirt folds in on both sides.
Is Randall dead?
Randall's dead.
Oh my gosh, Randall. Sorry, brother.
Well, good thing we didn't go in there.
Yeah. Anyway, you're in this room with 2 sarcophagi.
Let's open up and see what's inside.
Okay, so I, as Feanor, put away my dagger and go through my burglar's pack. I pulled out a crowbar.
Crowbar.
Which one should I investigate first, guys? The left or the right?
I hold my magical great axe at the ready to fight ghosts.
The left. I assist you, and I minor conjuration a magical little crowbar of my own, and we tag team the sarcophagi open.
17.
Nice. You guys both pry with your crowbars, and the thing does not
We're the
move.
crowbar boys.
All right, boys, stand aside. Give me that crowbar.
I'm pretty confident that Clodagh can open this sarcophagi. I pull out from my holster on the side a metallic, intricate-looking wand and aim it at the...
Okay. Is it a gun?
Donabella also casts guidance on me.
Nice.
aim it at the sarcophagi. Ready.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Wow. So with a
28,
27
actually.
total, are you using one? Yeah, are you using one of the crowbars, or are you just?
You're using both
No, with
crowbars.
this one I was confident I just used my hands.
All right. With your bare hands, you dig your fingers under the slight crevice that you guys developed, and just toss the lid up, and in an instant you hear like a click as this space 10 by 10 feet in front of the sarcophagi fills with a gas. Feanor and Clodagh. Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity save. 12.
5.
Oh my god, I hear the jingles. The jingling of death.
12 acid damage as this
My skin.
just dust infiltrates your lungs and stings your whole body, and you shake a little bit. And the sarcophagi is otherwise empty.
Okay, well, I don't really want to open the other one now.
Okay, we can keep searching.
What kind of selfish adventurer just keeps this really important dragon-killing sword, like, hidden away?
Probably a dwarf.
We backtrack
Sword
down the
edge.
same corridors. What?
Yeah, same
Yeah,
quarters,
'cause we
just
know
in
there are
case.
no traps.
Yeah.
I stick out a finger, and I just spin in a circle a few times, and then go whichever direction it's pointing. North.
As Feanor, I bring out the pole again. Extend!
Your voice is a little choked up from the poison still, but
Yeah.
you manage. So you're tapping along. You're not finding anything. The glow of that light getting brighter and brighter.
Does someone have some arcane knowledge about what these glowing balls might
I
be?
do an arcana check. I literally have no idea.
Hello? Does it respond at all?
No response. It moves around that wall a little bit and like down part of the narrow thing and looks like around the bend. You can still see its glow dimming and brightening back there.
We'll take
Okay.
the left-hand side.
All right, so Feanor leading the way. Roll a perception check.
Okay. Sorry, 18.
So as you're tapping, just before where the glowing thing was standing, you punch through a floor of broken, like rotten planks, and you look down 10 feet deep pit with rusty sharp swords at odd angles
I wonder if
poking
any
up.
of those are the Dragon Slayer.
So now there's just a 5-foot pit.
Send back. I'll go first. As a bonus action,
But-
cloak turns into a superhero-looking cloak, billowing and red. And I sprint forward and leap across the pit. 17.
Excellent. Clear the landing. Brace yourself up against that wall. where the glowing light was floating. And as you land there, the glowing light swings back around and basically charges at you. Everybody can roll initiative.
Da 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 da.
So it's this glowing light's turn as it rushes up to you, Zelfar, as the edge of its bright light touches your billowing cloak.
Shoot.
You just feel an intense shock.
Ah!
Maybe you don't. 11.
Nope, I don't feel it.
It fizzles out. It's your turn.
Stepping to the side, because I know that the pit's right behind me, I don't want to fall into it. I then pull up my wand, aiming directly at it. Shoot a firebolt.
13 does not hit.
Ricochets off the wall, scorching the sconce.
It's your turn, Clodagh.
I'll show you how to firebolt.
What?
And I cast firebolt. 24.
Whoa, show
Does,
my
does
brother.
that hit?
24 hits. Roll your damage.
I'm impressed.
4 damage. That's how you firebolt.
I gasp.
Donabella will cast guidance on me, Clodagh.
And then it is your turn, Feanor.
I'm going to shoot a bow at the ball of light.
Go for it. Hit. So 12 damage as this glowing ball of light does get a lot dimmer after that arrow
Whoa.
strikes to it.
That's how you shoot a firebolt.
Okay, and it's back to the glowing ball's turn. So it's going to rush around the wall. Just as it zipped away for a second, you look down this way, you see giant dragon skull at the end of this hall, and atop that skull is a sword.
Cool.
Bingo. Bingo bango.
See,
Okay.
my pointing finger led us straight to the sword.
It's going to make a shocking attack at you. Ooh.
Zelfar, no!
12 lightning damage.
Ouch.
You tighten up for a second and kind of break free of that paralyzing sensation.
Really hurts.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna try to hit with another firebolt, this time using what I've learned from my friends.
Dude, you gotta get rid of that.
I misfire and shoot myself in the foot. I risk the attack of opportunity to move so maybe my friends can protect me. Or heal me.
After this, we
Yeah,
should
you
short
get away.
rest before we touch the sword.
Okay. It's your turn then, Clodagh.
Now Clodagh's gonna try to jump the pit. 18.
Oh, yeah, you clear it.
20.
Easy. Easy
Do a
clear
wall.
it.
Do a wall run.
Yeah, I mean, that's sick. I want to do a wall
So we
run.
can try
Okay.
to get into the hallway.
Attack with the +1 great axe.
Nice.
Pew!
Definitely a
17
hit with
plus
your
8.
bonuses.
Then add the pack.
14 damage. And I get a second attack, but still alive.
You don't even need it.
Alright,
As
I
you
smash it into the ground.
Yeah, you leap over the
Gosh.
pit and hop off the edge of the wall over there, and then just
Do a
bring your
flip.
axe right down directly, like through the center of this glowing,
I
floating
do
light.
a flip with,
Does it chop
with
it
my
in
axe
half?
And
outstretched.
yeah, and as your axe like cuts through it and like meets the heart of this light, it just blinks out.
Ah, cool.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna reach out and catch them as they jump across.
Thank you,
Okay.
Clodagh.
I'm gonna tend
Okay.
to my wounds.
So everybody's across. There are 2 sarcophagi in these niches here with the same crests that you saw before. And again, giant dragon skull with a big shiny sword.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
You feel like you're in good shape.
I go to investigate the sarcophagi on the left to see if they're the exact
Be
same.
careful of her traps as well. Can I assist him and give him a
Yeah,
double
sure.
check?
18.
So you examine the sarcophagi. No traps, as far as you can tell.
Do they look like the exact same like sarcophagi as in the room
They
before?
look exactly the same.
I'm gonna assume they have traps as well.
What are
I'm
the
gonna be
odds?
over looking at the sword.
Pretty high.
I take out my crowbar.
Donabelle and I are checking out the sword.
I'm gonna
while
try to
they're-
crowbar
Just looking
this.
at it?
I'm gonna try to
Yeah, we're
crowbar
not
this
gonna touch it yet.
lid off.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stand further back and draw my bow just so something comes out.
Nope, can't open it.
There don't appear to be any traps. Like, it just looks like a sword resting on a giant skull.
I'm going to cast Identify on the sword.
A dragon slayer greatsword.
Shall I take the sword?
Yes, I clear the path.
I
Which one's
go
it?
to the side of the dragon skull
I stand right in front of it.
and I take the sword.
As you reach to the back of the skull and grab the hilt, nothing happens. You lift up the blade, and immediately, this
Die.
room, you hear like a roaring of wind, and suddenly, like you're all getting kind of blown almost against the sides of the walls as some invisible force seems to be attacking. Roll initiative. Clodagh, you're up first.
I'm gonna put the sword back on the dragon skull and say, we mean no harm. We need this sword to vanquish another dragon for a noble cause.
Okay. As soon as you put the sword back, the wind calms. Everything is quiet again.
I pick the sword up again.
As you pick up the sword, you're buffeted by winds.
Did you not hear me when I said we need it for a good cause?
As you try to yell over the roaring winds in this room.
If the skull is destroyed, perhaps the winds will stop. So I take an arrow, I draw back my bow,
Shoot
and I launch an arrow, because I can't see this thing, at the dragon skull.
An arrow sticks in the hard bone of the skull, but nothing changes in the winds of this room.
Trats. I take a hiding position by one of the sarcophagi in the corner.
It's this thing's turn.
Oh
As all of a sudden, Clodagh, you feel the wind start to ramp up around you. 22 to hit. 12 bludgeoning damage as you're just buffeted against the wall.
no. Okay, I'm going to cast a firebolt. 20?
20 hits as you see your
My
firebolt
wand.
connect and fold around.
6 damage.
Yeah, a vaguely
Figure?
incorporeal kind of figure.
Put the sword on the ground. I just don't want to be holding it, basically, but I also want to fight it, so I don't want to
The
be...
winds continue.
Okay. Disadvantage.
14 just hits.
Oh, nice.
So that's 16 damage.
Wow.
And here's my second attack.
Holy
10
crap.
damage.
Deeps.
I action surge.
Amen.
Yep, that hits too.
8 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. That's 17 total damage on that.
All right, hack and slash with that great axe. You can tell your axe just like slows a little bit as you're cutting
it
through whatever form this is, even though you can't see what's being done.
Donabella is going to cast Aid, increasing each of our hit points by 5 for 8 hours.
Wow.
Okay, so I see Clodagh go crazy on this, like, invisible-looking thing, and I aim an arrow directly at where she is
Hey, no,
hitting.
my arrow strike true.
Thank you, brother. So 12 damage.
Your arrow seems to float slowly in midair for a second and then continue and clatter against the wall. Taking us to its turn, it'll kind of like swing around here. So yeah, you do sense the epicenter of these winds kind of move away from you and around you, Zelfar.
Crit.
So that's
No. Maybe those 5 hit points will save you alive.
Maybe.
13 bludgeoning damage.
That really hurt.
You're just slapped
I
around.
basically hit the freaking
Where-
floor. I fall
By
on
his
top of the
wings.
sword. I reach down as I'm being jostled around, snatch the sword from the ground.
Oh.
Then I cast an incantation and turn invisible.
And
Then I tumble over this dragon skull and standing on the other
you
side.
turn the sword invisible?
myself.
Anything
the
he's
sword.
wearing and carrying also
Oh.
turns invisible.
Or... Cool move, dude.
So, since it seems like it's attacking in the direction of the sword, I'm going to cast a minor illusion to make a little illusion of the sword in the center of the room so we can have at least the direction of where it's at.
Nice. Do feel that the winds concentrate around the sword there.
With
The illusory
the
sword.
illusory sword? Oh,
Snake
cool.
sword.
So still right before you, Clodagh, the winds pick up and roar louder. 14 bludgeoning damage. Pummeled within your armor. And that takes us over to Zelfar again.
I'll move over one. Stay there, try to be quiet,
Okay.
holding the sword.
Roll a stealth check.
23.
Yeah, really good. Back to you, Clodagh.
Okay, that one definitely.
Yeah.
It's a beefy hit.
12 damage.
Respectable.
You can still feel its presence.
I second wind.
So now Donabella do anything?
She hides. She
Okay.
just kind of squats on top of the sarcophagus.
Yeah, she hides across from Feanor.
She puts her mask on all the way.
Your turn, Feanor.
Okay, I'll do one last arrow. Did the winds lessen at all after we hit them?
Yeah, it started to get weaker and progressively weaker and weaker.
How much are the winds like blowing?
Just
It's
hit
down
it.
to
You
about
hit it
25%. Started at 104 miles an hour winds, and now it's at 23 mile an hour
Wow.
winds.
Is that the exact value?
And with disadvantage, yeah, probably a miss.
Wow.
Okay, so that time your arrow does not slow through any invisible figure. It's its turn. Since it felt the arrow come from behind it there, it turns around and you feel the winds coming at you. Your hair blows back majestically. Plus, say, 17 to hit. Ooh, yeah, just hits. First attack. You take 7 bludgeoning damage from the winds, and it attacks again. Whoa! 16 bludgeoning
Oh, wow, that's
damage.
a lot.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
He falls into the sarcophagus.
meaning it is now Zelfar's turn. What are you doing?
I'm pissed. And so I'm gonna cast a spell, Firebolt. So I appear out of nowhere, holding the sword.
Oh, crap!
Shoot my fireball straight down the corridor.
Yep, with disadvantage.
Wait, fireball?
Firebolt.
That's not gonna help your brother very much. Or anybody for that matter.
10 damage. Oh, I use my bonus action to create my cloak to be very big and bulky, and the sword's like underneath it.
So we have
Singular.
a bundle of cloaks in the corner of the room.
Catching a fireball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carefully move around the sword so I don't reveal it to be an illusion.
Good call.
And I attack.
So you did 12 damage?
Yeah.
The winds are but a whisper in your ear now.
A 1 mile an hour wind.
Yeah.
Is
Down to 1 mile an hour
Wind is down
wind.
to 1%. Okay.
It is your turn now, Feanor.
I draw my arrow, bow and arrow. I say a prayer. Go to rest, peaceful spirit.
Oh.
18.
Yeah.
So your arrow just slows to a stop in the air and drops to the ground, echoing.
I shed a single tear.
Be at peace.
I shed a single cloak of my many cloaks.
He takes off one cloak.
You guys have the sword. And that's where we'll end this adventure. Remember to check out the DM guide for this quest. Thank you for watching and listening, and keep building.
Keep killing dragons.
Yeah! Good sesh, Bob.